Hello folks, it's the PCS again. Welcome to another one of my videos. This is another review of an exclusive first edition Leyland National EFE, looking at some of the ones that are available on the second-hand market. And this one we're going to do catalogue number 14603, the Pennine Leyland National, Pennine of Gargrave and then later of Skipton in North Yorkshire. This was released in March 2006. I'm aware that I've done Leyland Nationals in the past. Check the videos out on my channel. I've done the 10 metre long single door one with the later style roof pod in green line livery. Done the 11 metre long one single door again in Burnley and Pendle livery. I've done the 10 metre long dual door one in London Transport livery. As I mentioned in the London Transport review, there were about 14 different variations of EFE Leyland Nationals between Mark 1s and Mark 2s, long and short, single door and dual door, and various different types of roof pod, and indeed in the case of this one, no roof pod at all. So yeah, there are about 14 different variations. That's why I'm doing them in a variety of shorter reviews rather than trying to do them all in one. So we'll start with this one. As I say, it was released in March 2006. It's a bit of a intermediate state. If you watch my London one, you'll know what I mean, but I'll just explain it to you. The earlier releases had the dividing bar and the wipers moulded onto the window but not picked out in a relief colour. This one, as you can see, has got the dividing bar picked out in a relief colour, and some attempts been made to the wipers but not much. Later ones have got the wipers fully picked out. Intermediate ones have got the sliding vents on the side picked out in a relief colour but not the catches of the emergency window, whereas the later ones have got that plus the catches of the emergency window. Again, the earlier releases have just got the sliding window vents moulded on but not picked out. So this is kind of the intermediate area, as I say, released in March 2006. The earlier ones released in the sort of mid-90s, and releases continued till about sort of 2010, 2012, somewhere around there. So this is very much in the middle of the production cycle. The bottom of it's really the same as the short one with the later pod that I reviewed. The difference is the roof. This model splits, the body splits from the roof just above the window line there. So the roof is in a different bit on this to the single door short one with the roof pod that I reviewed, the green line one. But for those of you that didn't watch that review, I will just have a quick look round it. So the front of it, as you would expect from a Leyland National of EFE, looks like the real thing, as they all do. It's the same as the rest of them really. The detailing is nicely done. Destination Giggleswick on this one. Pennine buses didn't display a route number until quite late on in their existence. Windscreen nicely done. As I say, some attempts have been made to pick out the wipers, and the dividing bar's been picked out there, and the detail around the lights and things. This one in real life had lost its fog lights, and that's been represented by just painting them over in black. This one is a B series Leyland National. In other words, it hasn't got a roof pod, as you can see. So the B series had a conventional heating and ventilation system. The heating and ventilation on the A series National, the more common version, was in the roof pod. But this, as I say, had a normal system, so it had some intake grills on the front, which are represented by being printed on here, and look quite effective. Spin around to the side. As I've said before on Leyland National reviews for EFE, the centre bar of the door, the centre pillars are part of the casting. The side pillars between the doors are just part of the glazing unit, but they're picked out in a relief colour on these. They didn't do them on some they missed that. It looks slightly odd as a result, but these are picked out in body colour as they should be. Detailing is pretty decent. The transfers are nicely done. Legal address on the side, Grouse Garage, Gargrave, the famous address before they moved in later years to a headquarters in Skipton. Pennine fleet name in the well-known scroll style, and this one's got no smoking stickers in the windows, which look quite effective. Again, a representation of some intake grills for the heating system there, just printed on. The normal thing on an EFE National, the rear axle looks too short. The wheels are set slightly too far in, but it doesn't spoil the appearance that much, and you can sort of set it so that they're sticking out a little bit more by pushing on the other side, if you're just displaying one side of it like that. Go around to the back. On the early EFE releases of the Leyland National, the radiator grille there was just painted black. It was just a black rectangle. As you can see on these intermediate and later ones, they've made an attempt to do the grille, which looks a little bit more effective. It's a shame they didn't represent the fan behind it, because on a real National you could see the fan behind spinning round, and that was kind of the overriding memory that I've got of Nationals when I was younger. Pennine, when they bought these, refurbished them and had them fitted with repeater lights on the back. Some of the later refurbishments had indicators and sort of brake/tail lights. This early one just had sort of tail lights, and you can see they've been printed on. They look quite effective. I'm going around to the offside again, nicely detailed. Transfer's done quite well. I'm not quite sure why they've picked out one of these in black and not the other. It looks slightly odd, but that's easily rectified. Just a little bit of black paint on the end of a cocktail stick or something, just pick that one out as well, and that would improve the appearance quite a bit. Now we come to the roof, and this kind of lets down the B series a little bit on the EFE model. The detail in general is quite good. You can see the ribs of the roof structure are nicely done, but unfortunately on the ones without a pod, they've still got the outline of the pod, which they shouldn't have. The real ones didn't have. But the EFE one retains the outline of the base of the pod where it would normally be stuck, and that does mar the appearance slightly. It's not too bad on this one because the roof is black and it tends to hide a multitude of sins, but it still does look quite strange, and it does let down the appearance, as I say, quite a bit. I'm not quite sure if you can see it on this picture as well, but the paint is bubbling slightly on the roof, which there's not much you can do about that. To cure it, it'd be a case of stripping it off and repainting it, but I'm not going to do that because it is black. You can't really see it that well. And this lives in my display case, so you won't really get close enough to see it. But yeah, just something to be aware of when you're buying an EFE model. Some of them are susceptible to paint bubbling. Not all of them, it's quite random across the range, but this is obviously one that is susceptible. Interior modelled in one colour, as you would expect, in this case brown. The seat backs would have been brown. I'm not quite sure what colour the seats were on this particular bus. They varied from vehicle to vehicle. The refurbishment wasn't the same on every one of them. This one is Pennine's LN7, registered JIL6502. It was originally a Midland Scottish bus in real life, registered OLS 807T. It did briefly run with that registration for Pennine as well when they put it into service, but they re-registered very soon afterwards with this dateless Northern Ireland registration that you can see. So we go on to price. The B series release of the EFE National is quite sought after usually. The prices tend to be quite high. And the Pennine one's one of the more sought after ones. That said, I've looked on eBay this morning for the purpose of this video. I'm doing this in March 2024, and I found one for £15 plus £4 postage and packing, so £19 all in. And the most expensive one I could find was £26.25 plus £5 postage and packing, so £31.25 all in. So between £19 and £31, that seems to be the going rate. I had a look at a couple of model dealers' websites as well, and again theirs were within that range. One was towards the lower end and one towards the upper end. So that's what you're looking at, and that's about the going rate for any of the B series ones, the Mark 1 National without the roof pod. As I say, they are more sought after, really. Didn't do that many releases of it, so if you want one, be prepared to pay, as I say, upwards of about £19 for one. But yeah, nice model. I wanted this in my collection because I have fond memories of Pennine buses. I used to travel quite frequently from Burnley to Skipton on them, including the Leyland Nationals when they were in service. So it was a must-have, and it does capture the look of them really, really well. The lovely orange, grey and black livery. So as always, thank you for joining me. Take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.